the biology lesson.
5.
You know?
Push,
Come on,
pull,
you took biology
twist, 1.
Ontario. You can do
pull,
it.
Twist 2.
You know
push,
about
pull,
what's in your head.
Twist 3. Push, pull, twist 4.
Time
Push,
to come
pull,
back, Ian.
twist 5. 1, 2,
Time
3,
to come back, Ian.
4.
The trip is over.
5. Push, pull,
Let's
twist
go.
1.
Ground
push,
it, Ian.
pull, twist 2. Push, pull,
It really
twist
is over.
3. Push, pull, twist
Got to
4.
come back now.
Push, pull, twist 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Come on.
Alright, hi, my name is Ian Berg. I'm basically a fun-loving type of person. I like skiing and partying and having a good time with my friends. My astrological sign is a Libra. I consider it a good time. I like going to a disco and finishing it up with a nice dinner and maybe going lying on a beach for a while, enjoying the stars and basically like that.
All around. This is the way things are supposed to look in your perspective. Horizontal and vertical planes from a standing position. And then as you look, turn your head, yep, all the way around and look around. Out there, that's out the window. See, it's night out. Somebody's leaving. Elena, car's going. See the lights? Yep, those lights up there. There's Bart, Robin. So you can see all the way around.
Do you have selling
Yes.
this one and stuff?
Taste. Try. Taste. What do you think? Is that delicious? Robin, could you get me some paper towel, honey, please? Good? Oh, good, Ian. Good. You like it? It's delicious, isn't it?
Is the stuff in a specific place?
Yeah? Want some more? Okay.
Wait, because I don't know exactly.
It's delicious. This is fresh ripe mango. It was so good and so sweet.
You got
Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
And one more. Push.
I had a conversation with him yesterday, and I was telling him that the only thing that he had to realize is that what it's going to take for him to get better is a lot of hard work, and that that's all it was. And anything else he wanted to attach to it wasn't true. You know, if he wanted to attach something like, I shouldn't get better because of what happened, or I can't do it, or how can you love me after what happened, or any of that stuff, I said, just forget that, because the only thing it is hard work, Ian, nothing else. I said, so you know what hard work is? And he started shaking his legs. And I said, cut it out, Ian. I said, you don't have to shake your legs.
See, also all of the medical people were very hesitant to do anything in Albany that was not their standard treatment because they didn't know what to do for him, and they said that there wasn't anything to do really, and they were just doing all their standard survival stuff, which I'm sure if they didn't do that, he wouldn't have survived. But I really believe that the healing that was taking place was because of his desire and his support from the people around him who really loved him and were there for him. I think that made a tremendous difference. I feel all along that Ian has been making the choice to get better, and that it's very difficult, and it's only because he has incredible people loving him and there for him. And there's a lot of healing power going on, a lot of different kinds of healing power going on in the house and outside of the house. I mean, I think people send that energy also.
Pick that head up. Come on. Pick it up. Pick it up. You don't want it over there. You don't want it over there. Say, listen, brain, make my neck go like this. Listen, brain, this is how I want it. This is how I want it. I want it up here.
There's certain people in life that get together, and it's almost like they were born for each other. It sounds so trite, but it's true. And that's what they seem to have shared with one another.
And point your finger up. Bring it up. Bring your finger up. There. You brought your thumb down. Bring your finger up. There. Good. Okay, bring them back together. There it goes. Pointing your finger. Now bring them together. You're chewing. Concentrate on your finger. Concentrate on your fingers. There you go. There you go. Got it. Bring your thumb up. Good. Touch them. Bring your thumb up. Touch. You did it. You touched. There you go. You did it. You're touching. Feel? Feel? That's your finger.
Well, okay. So, I don't know if I told you this before, but I didn't know Ian before the accident. I was terrified. I was so scared. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I've never seen anybody in a coma before.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote in my diary the night before the first time I was going to go stay with him that I was really scared. You know, I had no idea what to do. If he could understand everything that I was saying, what would I say? You know, I could read to him, but if he understood everything that I was saying, you know, and he heard me, he would know what a terrible reader I was.
So I was like touching his hand with my face, and I was kissing him, and he was going like this, and at first I wasn't sure whether he was trying to push me away or keep me there, but then I noticed that he was actually trying to touch me. And he was bringing his head and his other hand into me. And I started crying, and it was like, I felt like he was crying too. And it was just this whole thing, it's like, I felt like we were crying together. See, my son was his best friend. My son was in the accident with him. My boy.
Was this the son that was sitting on his right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I told Ian last night that this whole thing is not complete for me until Ian is better. And that I'm not about to leave until Ian is better. So there was this really intense thing that went on between us.
What other sounds has he produced, whether it's
When
frequently
he's ready to cough, he goes, like he really, like he'll get into it. He does.
Or when he's done with a yawn, sometimes he'll finish yawning and he'll go, you know, and he'll just like,
And when he's
he'll
sick-
let his voice out.
And one night, I woke up because he was going, Two and one and two and one and two and woo and two and one 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 and
2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop. 2, 3, 4, 5, go. 2. As far as other patients that you've worked with, where in, like, on a scale is Ian right now?
You ask a question that I can't answer. Everybody on a scale is at a different point. In physical movement, Ian is on the lower scale. In paralysis, Ian is on the upper scale. In eye function, that is very debatable where he is. In auditory function, in my opinion, he's up very high. But in the majority of people who would examine him, they would say, oh, he doesn't understand a single thing. I'm not saying that in a camera. I'm saying the majority of people who would evaluate Ian would say he doesn't comprehend anything, he doesn't understand anything. He can do nothing. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying he is probably taking everything in auditorily within his environment. But his output is very limited at this point, his ability to express his output.
Has there ever been a miracle in people like this who will just wake up and jump off the table?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that does happen.
Miracles do happen. Miracles come in different assortments.
Christmas Eve is a miracle night. Night for miracles.
There was a young man on television, and he was in a coma for a year, and he jumped out of bed and said, where's Mom? I'm hungry.
Did you hear yourself? What, all that?
I would like my voice on the tape.
You mean because of the bird thing?
Yeah, like a bird.
Sure you go.
Yeah, but that's not a real clear tape. That doesn't really sound what it is.
Also in blank tape. Like my voice.
What?
Okay, well, it's coming through again. Hold on. They need a clean hallway.
Ellen?
Oh my God.
I know that when my father was here, who's 70 years old, he and his wife came and spent a couple of weeks here, Hugh and Winnie, right?
Right,
And he was, I mean, he stood back a little bit, first of all, very awkward, like, what can I do, what can I do? And Winnie got right in there, and oh, my Ian, my sweet Ian, you know, like, I love you so much. And when we asked them if they would do the patterning, and they were here doing it together, Hugh told me later that it was one of the most religious experiences of his life, that he became aware of something that he really had to give, and he thought that Ian got it. And during their 2 weeks here was the time that Ian began to move his eyes finally from left to right and could focus in the center. So it was a very exciting time. For them it was a really remarkable time in their own relationship, because they had now joined hands in giving themselves to somebody that they both cared for. And, you know, the law of the universe, what you give out comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
南无莲池海会佛菩萨，南无莲池海会佛菩萨。见你切切诺 Please don't bother Ian. Ian is a very good boy. Ian love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How in your life can you expect anything like this to happen?
No way.
You have
no
to be
way.
a part of it. And it's really, I find it extremely interesting, satisfying, profound, meeting incredible people.
Uh-huh.
You know, that in itself is an experience.
So in other words, you're getting a lot more out of this than you expected, huh?
For sure. Sure, it had all the makings of major trauma. And yet in our lives, what it's done is it's really, it's just the opposite. It's brought a lot of incredible people together. You know, so a lot of satisfaction going on here. How many are we tonight for dinner? We are 8 or 9. Small night.
I've never let out any frustration to him, and I was just like,
He's
okay. I mean, he knows it. I mean, if I'm going to say to him, I don't. If I'm going to say to him, you're going to be lying here for 7 months, peeing in your pants, you know, that can't make him feel that bad because he does it. Like when I'm right there and 5 people are right there, he does it. So, you know, for me to just tell him, you know, this is 7 months. On Valerie's birthday, this will be exactly 7 months. And I was really upset. And then I was thinking, God, what are you even saying to him? You know, what makes you think he's not working as hard as he possibly can? And then it just shows up so much that we have no idea.
Yeah,
We're working with someone, like, in a place that we don't know anything about. Nothing. We just do it every day.
Come on, Ian, get up.